got something that might interest you.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and today we will be continuing the series of Remake to Original comparison. And today we are doing Resident Evil 4 Remake's Grand Hall versus Resident Evil 4 Original's Grand Hall. So without further ado, let's not waste any time, and let's get right into it. Alright, so coming off of Waterhall, actually, in the original, you go right in to the Grand Hall. Now whereas the last room is probably my least favorite to deal with in the game, I think Grand Hall is probably my favorite. There's something so, calming about this music. I don't know really what it is. There was a comment I found on the actual OST itself. And I believe it read something along the lines of, I'll probably put it up on the screen. Someone said, I like to imagine the noises in this song as, everyone moving around in the castle, all the ganados, to symbolize that there's still stuff going on in the castle, and it kind of makes you wonder, this song makes you wonder what goes on in the castle whenever Leon's not around and whenever the player isn't there. The life continues like normal for them. But let's break down the real architecture here. So, I really like the statues on the ceiling. I think that's really cool. It's obviously a reused asset. It is a little weird though. It seems like these arms are broken right here, or I'm not really sure if that's what it is. Maybe? I don't know. Definitely reused assets for both of them though, because this one looks exactly the same. I like the use of candles in this room. It looks very cool, very bright in here. Candles actually move. I never noticed that. They are, in fact, swayed. This right here is an altar that whenever you come in here for the second time after Novice the Doors in the sewers, you see a red zealot along with a bunch of other black-cloaked ganados worshipping this. This is obviously the insignia here. I'm not entirely sure what kind of mysterious group this is. There is not an investigate option on it, so unfortunately, I guess we'll never know. But I think it looks very cool, and it's pretty deep, the depth perception in here is pretty crazy. Yeah, really nice room, really ominous feeling, but at the same time very calming. It's like you feel safe. You know you're safe because there's nothing in here, but you have no idea what else is in the rest of the castle, from a playing the game for the first time perspective, which I think the music does a great job at. Displaying that or giving you that emotion. I made a video about Serenity, actually, and in that I talked about how the music is great in this game. That is really rare, by the way. Looky there. Hand cannon ammo. You don't see that every day. I'm keeping that. But yeah. Really nice room. If you want to know the name of the song, it's literally just Grand Hall, and just search it. But yeah, now let's move over to the Resident Evil 4 remake and compare. Alright, so here we are in the Resident Evil 4 remake Grand Hall. Right away you'll notice it's a lot darker in here, and it's a lot bigger, which I think is cool. This game went with a much darker, more eerie tone. There is not a cool OST playing right now, which I think takes away from it a bit, but once again, this game had a lot of that, quiet moments, which I guess, once again, kind of goes into the realism over gameplay aspect. You're not in the real world standing in a field with scary music playing. That's not how life works, but I don't think they had to be too harsh on that. That's one of the problems I do have with the remake. But hey, you might like that. That's just my opinion. We do have a merchant in here, which is nice. We had a merchant in the original too, but he was upstairs. Speaking of upstairs, there is an upstairs. Um, it's generally the same, just much bigger, right? And there's a way to get in that room up there that leads to the water hall. If you haven't seen my water hall comparison video, go check that out. We still have the candles. The candles are still moving. This whole room is a fire hazard, just like the original. But yeah, I mean, it seems like they stayed true to the original for the most part. I'm glad to see it made it in. It is missing a few things, but I think it has some stuff that's also better than the original. We've got these little gargoyle-looking things right here. What is that? Yeah, an eagle, a demon eagle is what it would be. It's a lot more detail in here. Got these walls, a little messed up, a little beat up. More chandeliers, definitely, to jump across, of course. But, yeah, I mean, that's really all I have to say about this room. There's not really much going on. It's, I would say, a lot more empty, or there's just more open space in the remake than the original, which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. Just depends on how you feel about it. Also, just a note, the Grand Hall comes up much quicker in the remake than it is in the original. If we walk out here, it is actually the catapult area. If you remember in the original, the catapult area leads into the sword room. That's not the case here. Sword room is later into the castle, which I don't think is a big deal. You could have put the sword room at the beginning of the game for all I care. I'm indifferent there. I think moving stuff just keeps you on your toes, really. But yeah, all in all, I think Grand Hall's a good room, and glad to see it here. Think they did it justice. Got these nice little banners right here with the insignia on it, of course. But yeah, let's go talk about this a little bit more.
Alright, so I'm just going to come out and say it right away. I think the original's Grand Hall is way cooler. I like the statues coming down from the ceiling. We got the little insignia meat. It's a lot brighter, which, granted, the darkness in the remake is just due to it trying to be more scary, having a more eerie tone, and also being more realistic, right? But there's just something about this, the combination of the song with just how big the room is and these statues. It's just so, like, it creates an eerie atmosphere without having to be dark. You know what I mean? And really, I mean, once again, the statues really get me. I think it's awesome that they're hanging from the ceiling. They really downscaled it with the remakes, having them hang from the chandelier. Granted, they are in there, though. So, I really think it could go either way, though. Like, if you're more for realism, I think you would like the remakes more. But I'm just going to have to give it to the original on this one. Some of you may disagree, but that's just how I feel personally. But yeah. With all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, hit that like button, subscribe, all that new stuff. I did change the channel name, and we have an intro now. I am Krauser, but I've changed my name because we're growing so rapidly. I feel like it needs to be a little bit more professional than just some Resident Evil character's name, But yeah, stay tuned for more content. Lots of it on the way. Join the streams if you haven't been, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everybody. Stay safe, stay warm, and have a great day. Peace.